going there. Da-da-da. If you're on YouTube, grateful to see you. I'll have this on YouTube too, so you guys can share a link there. All right, we're gonna hit live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Craig out here in Boston, and I wanted to talk to you about this little thing that I'm getting into. And it is something that I feel like a lot of you can definitely benefit from because I know everybody's on their journey. I know everybody's doing whatever it takes, well, hopefully, whatever it takes to get that fitness and that nutrition to combine together where you are moving toward your goals. And I know that it can be a roller coaster sometimes. I know it can be confusing sometimes. It also can be disappointing sometimes. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you making sure you're doing the right types of fitness exercises and the right kind of training. And then also trying to keep you on track with making sure that you are definitely trying to do the right nutritional things. Now, eating healthy and eating the type of food that you need to have to be on the right path toward your journey sometimes is super hard. And you can go into the grocery store and you can definitely be confused about what ingredients are what. But here's the thing. You're never ever going to be perfect. You're always going to have something that is going to kind of move you away from that goal and you're going to trip up. It's okay. And as long as you don't quit, you're not failing. But what we do need to have are some things that can help us, and we'll put those right in our tool belt to make sure that if we do trip up, that it's not fall down, face in the dirt, flying over the handle of your bicycle. Uh, I find a lot of the times people do need not only the motivation, but they need some of the other things like maybe a vitamin. They might need a supplement that's a protein or a giddy up to get going in the morning. A lot of people are using things like coffee. People use a lot of things like anything that will just give them a bunch of sugar and a bunch of caffeine in a super crazy burst really quickly. Me, I don't do a lot of those things as a personal person, as a personal trainer of I think I'm in my 20th year. This is crazy, 2 decades. But as a personal trainer myself, the way I take care of my own body is I make sure that I exercise all the time. And exercise might not be super crazy all the time, but it's at least foam rolling, stretching, walking, and moving my body around. On eating, I'm not someone that eats. I don't eat like a jerk, so I never overeat. I never have cravings for cake and ice cream, and never have a craving to go out and get a drink. But here's what does happen with a lot of people: we go in and we have our lives and we have celebrations and we have we have events that happen to our lives, and it does force you to go to places where you're not in control of the food, you're not in control of what is being served to you. And you know what, if it's an event, you probably didn't go and eat before you went to it. But I think another thing that we need to make sure that we do is, even though we have all these events in our lives, we still make sure that we align the rest of our lives with these goals, because we all know that once we get to that body that we want, once we start to feel the clothes fitting a little bit different, that's when we start to go, oh, you know what? That's when I'm doing the right thing and I want to keep going. But some of you scratch the car and then you try to run the car into the ditch. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that if we do get a scratch on the car, that we can like buff it out. So what I have tonight is this little bottle of thing and this little bottle of supplements. And I'm not usually a great supplement person. I just came over here from another company. I'm starting to get into this because I came over from another company that we drank this drink, and I'm not a great drink person. I'm definitely not a great drink person because like I don't want to sit here and mix a drink. I don't want to shake it up. I'm not a bartender. Um, I'm not good at getting creative with food, so I don't want to go in and like put bananas and put in like creamer, and I'm just not good with that. So what I did find was this little bottle of help, and um, it's just it's an easy way to make sure that we do bridge the gap between the good eating and maybe the parties and the celebrations and all the things that we have in our lives. So there's this little bottle, and it's we call them skinny drops on social media, but I'm gonna actually let someone else explain to you how the skinny drops work because I've just gotten into this. I have a bunch of my clients using the skinny drops, and I've just been really, really pleasantly surprised because I'm not a great supplement person at all either. So when this came into my lap, I saw another person that I was working with in another company, but I saw them just absolutely shrinking. I saw their body changing before my eyes. And listen, I'm a skeptic. I am definitely a skeptic. I'm someone that I use a ton of logic. I look at the days. I went in and like I pretty much CSI'd this person's Facebook. And I'm like, okay, does that make sense? They did this and they did that. But what I wanted to make sure is that a person was being honest. I love integrity. I love integrity with especially fitness, especially nutrition. I am someone that says, hey, you know what? I'm not just taking some magic pill that is going to flip over my body and flip over my entire mindset and boom, everything's everything's magically magic wand switched. And I think that's a lot of what our industry tries to do. But I watched my partner's watched his journey and it was crazy. And I'm going, hey, I got to message him and see what's going on. So I messaged him to see what was going on. And he showed me this entire whole system of this little bottle of skinny drops. And we'll let you, like I said, we'll talk to you more about what the skinny drops are. But I just watched his journey and he's just an incredible shrinking man. And he showed me the entire system. I'm just impressed by the entire system. And when he told me that um, this could be something that is not only your your lifestyle for your fitness and nutrition, and that it can change your fitness and nutrition, and not even a change, it's going to add to it. It's going to make it a lot easier to make the mistakes. And I'm not telling you to go make mistakes. I'm telling you to definitely eat as perfect as you can and what your life allows you to. But this is that bridge. And I look at him. He doesn't do a ton of working out. He works out, and you need to work out, but he doesn't do a ton of working out like I do. He doesn't do a ton of working out like my clients do. But this little bottle of skinny drops, which I'm so impressed with, is that gap that you bridge all the times you missed working out, all the times you maybe didn't get enough sleep, all the times you ate too much of whatever you ate. Hopefully there's not ice cream, and maybe you drank too much. This is a hormone neutralizer. It brings your hormones back to homeostasis. And we always talk about that in our group about homeostasis, where your natural place where your body is supposed to be. When we have that, we don't have to over worry about, if we're overeating, if we're not working out, if we miss a day. So that's what I personally say. Okay, when I give my client something, when I talk about, hey, clients take this, it's very rarely that I say clients take this. This is probably the fourth time, and it takes a lot for me to say, hey, you know what, clients take this. But we started a couple of clients on the skinny drops, and I watched my partner, and I'm going to tell you one of my partners here on this call. One is James, and the other one is now James. But James had a huge transformation, and for me, that really kind of put the nail right on the head and put it right into the target. And then I started having my clients use the skinny drops, and I watched a lot of people that are already working out, and they were eating right. I think they were eating right. Well, they tell me they're eating right, but they were eating right. And then this was that little boost. It was that little bridge for when the times that they missed maybe eating. And even if they already are eating very well, there's other things that we may miss just from our diet, because our diet, as much as can be, is still incomplete, and it doesn't make our body move its hormones into homeostasis. And that's what these skinny drops are for. But I'm going to bring on my other partner, James, that is going to explain a little bit more about what the skinny drops are, how they can affect and be part of your eating plan, your nutrition, and your health, and why they absolutely have been changing the people that my community, his community, and my other partner James and his community. So this is my guy James, and here you go.
Coach, it's an honor. How beautifully said. And guys, throw some love. If you're watching this, I know we're in the Facebook group, so throw some love for Coach here. And thank you for your partnership, because I know being a fitness trainer for 20 years, not many people stay in anything for more than 5 years, even. So to be staying true to your mission and your call, I know for you to make a decision to say, hey, I want to recommend something to others. It means you're a man of integrity. You don't sugarcoat things. So guys, know that he does do his due diligence. So we're excited to be able to share this with you. And thanks for the kind introduction, man. Excited to share this. So guys, nice to meet you. My name is James Zhang. I used these drops and shared them for the last 13 years. So first thing I want to tell you is they've been around for a long, long time. They are not new on the market, but they've recently started to go viral more. Why? Well, first we have social media. Number two, though, it's solving a big problem. And I'm sure you would agree with me, whether it's yourself or it's people you know, how many of us know somebody that is struggling with weight management? Maybe their weekend was a little bit too fun and it's hard to get back onto it. Or more importantly, the balance of hormones. I'm talking about insulin levels. I'm talking about leptin levels, these types of levels. And it's leading to not just weight gain, but things like diabetes, prediabetes. Did you know, by the way, type 3 diabetes is being called Alzheimer's now, or Alzheimer's is being called type 3 diabetes? There's a lot of health issues that go on. So there's like a worldwide issue that's happening. So people are looking for solutions here. And they're also sick and tired of the junk and the marketing stuff and the BS. And I was in the same place, Craig, when I first saw this, because I grew up a chubby kid. So I always want to be fit. And then a heartbreak happened and that got me kind of fit. But heartbreak is not a good way to stay fit for a long time, you know? And then just like what you were saying, I got busy. I knew the right things to do. I don't know if anyone could resonate with me, but I knew to go to the gym. I knew I should eat and what I should not eat. But life gets busy. I love food. And I'm like, I got stuck. So that's when I got introduced to these body balancing skinny drops. And I used them. I lost 25 pounds in 40 days with no exercise. And I got a six-pack for the first time in my life. And it stayed there for the last 8+ years. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And it wasn't just the fat loss. My body changed. My cravings changed. So since then, I started to look more into him. Like you, Craig, I'm a natural skeptic. My previous lifetime is I was intending on being a medical doctor. I was studying biology at UC Berkeley, and I'm super, super skeptical. So when I looked at the body balancing drops, I'm like, what is this stuff? Well, it's homeopathic. It's stimulant-free. It's really simple. There's around 10 ingredients in there, all plant-based, all natural things. There's no contraindications with using any medicines or things like that. You just put them on your tongue 3 times a day. And the ingredients in here do things like reduce your cravings. They help you boost your mood. There's adaptogenic herbs in here that help lower your stress, cortisol levels. And it brings your body back into, I love that word, homeostasis. It's the being in balance of things. So it allows your body to do what it's supposed to do. And the byproduct is, if you are looking for weight loss in the clinical trials, people that incorporated the drops alongside the things that we know, the things that coach is telling you all the time anyway, right? Go to the gym, work out, eat right, drink your water, sleep, those things. People that use the drops lost 2 times more weight than those that didn't use the drops. And since then, we've helped millions of people around the world. And that's why we're coming to you today. In fact, we've had people now, all shapes, all sizes, to use this. I want to bring up actually the first James that Craig was talking about. I'm not you, but when Craig was talking, I'm like, who is this magical, shrinking, disappearing man? Well, I have the honor of introducing to our special guest, Mr. James Laponzi. But James, here's your picture, man. Wow. Can you share with us, what was your journey like and experience on these drops?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Craig, for the invite. And James, I appreciate you and your wife for staying the course and introducing me into the skinny drops. I had no clue that the underlying issue with me over the years was my hormones. and my hormones being out of balance over the years. In fact, Craig, when you just did the introduction there, that was me that you were speaking about. I was the jerk eater, the jerk drinker. I would have a life event, and it's been just up and down with my weight. I've been in great shape and then not so great shape. And when James approached me, we had been friends online for, I would say, a year or a little over that. And he just built the friendship. But when he approached me in May, I knew I had to do something. I was at a place in my life. I just come through some life events, and just my health was not right. And so when James hit me with the skinny drops, I said, "Let me give this a shot." And it started here with me because I knew I could do it. I've done it before. I've done everything from the shakes with the company that Craig and I worked together previously. I've done Weight Watchers. I was the only guy at a Weight Watchers meeting. I went with my sister, and I had some success there. Cabbage soup diet going back. I've done the keto, the low carb, the counting calories in the gym, out of the gym, home workouts. But when I did the drops the first week, and I listened to James' same story, and I was thinking, like, let me put the drops to use, and then I'm going to do it for 30 days with no exercise. And so the first week, I was blown away. It was a weight loss of 10 pounds, and this is documented, which blew me away, 2.5 inches off my belly. And I was like, wow, there's something to this. Not just that, though, all of a sudden it was up here in my mind. There was just some things that were different. And it was kind of like I had this, the drops were like my secret weapon. And through the course of the last 4 months, it's been a total of 47 pounds in weight loss and 10.5 inches as of last Tuesday from, my belly. And so my organs are thanking me because that was that dangerous, visceral belly fat, or the visceral fat they call it, which is very dangerous. So I'm very grateful to James and Becky, his wife, for introducing me to the drops. And since then, one other thing is, without the exercise for the first 30 days, I did start to incorporate some walking. So I was walking 4 to 5 days a week, about 20 to 30 minutes, nothing strenuous. So there was no crazy, workouts or anything like that. But since then, as Craig said, I'm back in the gym, still nothing real crazy, but my recovery's there. I'm getting stronger. I'm gaining some muscle, and I can just tell when I feel myself, feel my arm and my shoulders, I can tell that the fat's gone and that the muscle's there. So I'm just real pleased that the energy level it's all day energy for me, where it's level, and it's not this up and down, this crash or the jitters. So that's kind of my story. Like I said, over the course of the years, it seems like every decade I've tried to do something, to stay in shape and get in shape. And like you said, Craig, I just got to remember, if when you said you scuff up that car, we want to take it and get it buffed out. We don't want to run it right into the ditch. So, and the main thing too, which I've noticed, this is crazy, but this is the truth. In the last 4 months, I have not been hungry. And I do eat. I eat good, but there's absolutely, no cravings, no sugary cravings, no cravings for the carbs.
Wow, man, that's called ghrelin going down. That's your hunger hormone, which is one of the things that the drop supports. But James,
Yeah,
congratulations, man. You're talking about 12 pounds a month without crazy exercise, because I myself too have killed myself in the gym. Congratulations. Welcome to your new life, and thanks for inspiring and empowering us all. Guys, I hope you loved that. Like, seriously, that's such an amazing story. And you might think, well, does it just work for men? That's all I've seen so far. Ironically, we've seen that it works for men and women, but actually women are even drawn to this a lot more, because there's more benefits than only just the weight loss. There's hormone balancing, there's mood elevation, there's a lot of things that happen. So this next friend of ours, near and dear to all of us, especially with Craig, is somebody that is not she's not foreign to the fitness scene, but she's had an incredible transformation. So I want to bring up our good friend, Danielle Peterson, AKA DAP. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing amazing. Hey, so I have this cool picture of you. I'm going to put this on the screen, but can you tell us, how was your experience?
Yes, absolutely. So I started the drops a few months ago, and I have a whole story behind this specific pair of jeans in this picture. But little backstory on why I decided to start the drops. Craig, brought them to my attention and said, I think this might be one of the things that you kind of need, because I've been working with Craig for quite a long time, 15 years. And I am an emotional eater. I am definitely a yo-yoer when it comes to nutrition. And it's kind of embarrassing to say as a fitness professional, but I also like to stay transparent and say that I am human just like everybody else. I go through the same struggles. I'm not perfect all the time. And again, I suffer from some anxiety. When stuff goes wrong in life, I tend to turn to food for comfort. I know it's not the best way to go, but that's just kind of always been my crutch. And that thing that just makes me feel better. Then I get stuck in these, moments where I'll go a couple weeks kind of going AWOL because of, whatever I'm going through. So I started the drops, and I would say within like a week and a half, and the first week, I think I did lose like about a pound. And at that point I had been kind of stagnant for a little while. So I was happy about that pound. After 2 weeks, I noticed a significant difference in my sugar cravings and just cravings for junk in general. I had more energy. I was sleeping better. I wake up really early. I wake up at about 4:15, 4:20 a.m. every day to go to Craig's gym and work out. So I work out at 5 a.m. every day. And then I also work in a preschool. Before I started taking drops, I always had this like super crazy crash around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So after 2 weeks on the drops, I was like making it through the day with tons of energy. I actually also stopped drinking coffee again at that point, and I didn't feel like I needed it. The tea that I was drinking was perfectly fine. So between the 1 pound that I lost, in the second week, I think I lost 2 pounds. So at this point, I'm down three pounds in 2 weeks. I was super psyched about that. I started to feel better. My bloat was going away. And for my girls watching this, my true test was going to be how this worked during my cycle. And because that's when I tend to have all of my cravings. That's not because of stress or anxiety. It's just because of my cycle. I tend to crave chocolate and salt. So, and I sometimes cannot really fight those cravings. So I was like, if this works during my cycle, I'm sold. So a couple weeks later, here we are. And I had no bloating. I had no cravings. I still lost weight that week. So fast forward, in about 2.5, 3 months, I lost about 12 pounds on the drops. And the story behind these jeans and this picture, I work in a salon on Saturdays, and the girl that I work for, she had these jeans on, and I was like, these are the cutest things ever. Where did you buy them? I'm going to go get some. She said, don't go get them. I have another pair with tags on. You can have them. And she said, they're a size 8. Are you size 8? And I was like, I am not a size 8. I don't remember the last time I was a size 8. The last time I had a pair of these are from American Eagle. The last time I had a pair of American Eagle jeans, they were a size 12, and they were stretchy. So when she gave me these, I was like, there's no way these are going to fit. When she gave them to me, I put them on, and they were a little snug. Definitely did not feel comfortable in them. And then about 4 weeks later, when I was at that like 12, 13 pound down, 12, 13 pounds down, I put the jeans on, and this is how they looked on me. And I was very, very happy. I think I was actually going to work that day in this picture. And I felt super comfortable. the fact that they don't have any stretch to them made me feel really good, because this is a legit true size 8, with no like jegging stretch. So I was super happy. I feel super confident. But the biggest thing for me, as James also said, all the other perks that come with the drops are just so, they outweigh even just the weight loss. Like, the weight loss is great, but the fact that I'm going through my cycles without having all these crazy, without the crazy bloating and the crazy cravings, that's a huge win for me. And that's what sold me on these. And I've been so happy with them.
Dab, thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing. Congratulations. I got fired up and I'm a guy. I'm like, let's go. Come on. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Guys, come on. You must at this point be like, how do I get these things? Which, by the way, if you're interested in being a customer with this company, get back to the person that connected you with this. But quick pricing, if you're out here in United States, we are an international company. For 1 month supply, it's just $176. And we've seen the average woman lose like half a pound a day, depends on your body and everything. We've seen guys lose a little bit more as well too, but it's all those benefits that are together. You can also subscribe and save as a customer, and you can save an extra 15% for just $150 as well too. So if that interests you, get back to the person that connected you here. Now, I want to bring back up Coach Craig. And first, I want to ask you, man, I mean, when you hear these stories, see what's going on, what's going through your head and your fitness mind and your health fanatical side? You're on mute right now. I'm gonna unmute you real quick.
All right, there you go. I got you. Well, here's my thing. And this is a hard thing with fitness and nutrition. A lot of people, they want a certain body. We're bombarded with everything that goes on with social media. And I just gonna tell you, most of it's fake. Most of it is filters. And ladies, you know it's filters. You see the filters. I've seen ladies in my gym go, "Oh no, that's a filter." But I want you to understand that most of the stuff you are seeing is someone trying to sell you something else. They're trying to get you to buy something that probably isn't all they're doing. So like when you see these fitness models, you see these people on these influencers, that's not all they're doing. They're not just doing a supplement. They're not just taking a pill. They're not just taking a drink. And for me, that want that's built from that is sometimes it's probably unattainable for the general population. And so when I see that, and that's not integrity. So what I'm looking for when I see these stories, I'm looking for integrity. I'm looking for, like, I have a ton of clients that go, "Oh, what do you think of this person?" I go, "That's not real. That's not real. Oh, they are too vascular. They're probably taking something else." But when I see my clients be taken advantage of, and our community that's taken advantage of by some of these folks, it kicks me. And the want that's built up from seeing these people, these influencers, as it's not attainable, it launches our people, it launches our clientele, it launches our community to go after whatever they're trying to go after. But then what happens is they can't attain what they're seeing. So then they quit and they start up and down and up and down. I feel like, and I'm going to give you my base philosophy, and that's why we have this. We are saving the world one body at a time. And I'm going to tell you, I see people drink shakes. I see people do workouts. I see people take pills. But the biggest thing is, if you do absolutely everything you're supposed to do, you are going to hit your fitness goal. I've never seen a person eat correct, work out all the time, the times that they need to, and not be a jerk to themselves in every other aspect of their life when it comes to their fitness goal, and not make their fitness goal. When you do the right things, you're going to get there. And I'm going to tell you this, it's not just a fitness thing. It's not just a nutrition thing. It's definitely a hormonal thing. You go through a lot of feelings. You go through a lot of stuff during the day. Life is out here to take you out. But here's the thing. When you have your body and your mind in the right place, it's easier to deal with stress. It's easier to deal with the obstacles that come up and hit you in the face, in the body, take out your legs. These obstacles are something that you have to learn how to get through. And when your body's in the right place, it lets your mind be in the right place. And when you hit those obstacles, you get around them, you get over them. And you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to be the best possible person you can absolutely be. But here's the other side. You owe your lineage. You owe your mom. You owe your dad. You owe your grandpa. You owe everybody that went through the Black Plague, that went through the mongrel hordes. You owe everybody that went through really, 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 really bad stuff for you to be here. So you owe your entire lineage, your ancestors, to be the best possible person you can be. And I tell my clients that every single day, and I hope that resonates with you. I mean, I'm trying to make my father and my grandfather and my mother and my grandmother on both sides of my family proud. And that comes with being the best possible person I can be. And it starts with the body. The body is the low-hanging fruit that you can get through and make sure that you take care of first. So that's the low-hanging fruit. It's the first thing that you can change and make better. Like, you can't always change the things that are outside forces and the environment and the community around you, but you can always start with your body and your mindset. Body's probably easiest, mindset's a little bit second, but those are the things that I think about when I see people like James and Dap and the rest of our community go through things with fitness, nutrition, and the Slenderize.
Wow. 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 That was beautiful. I completely agree. And by the way, guys, I want to let you know, none of what we did today was scripted. We literally had 2 minutes of prep, and this is just honest from the heart. So I hope you know, Coach Craig, Dap. Hope you can see that this is a community that is big on integrity and honesty. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so if you didn't get started yet, guys, be sure to get back to whoever connected this and get started. And I just want to share one last thing as well, too. We're on a mission to transform lives. I love the mission of what Craig was talking about. Changing lives one body at a time, saving lives one body at a time. And that's what it comes down to. So I'm curious, could you think of anybody that needs this information? Do you know somebody out there that needs their life saving in their bodies balanced, to lose some weight, to feel better about themselves, to experience? I mean, how do you put in numbers or words how Dap actually felt fitting in those jeans one more time and that confidence that she had? There's a lot of people looking for that. So I'd also encourage you, if you're interested in partnering with us, we'd love to help you. And there's an opportunity here for a one-time lifetime $30 membership to partner with the company, partner with the drops, partner with our community to share this and change lives in the world. And don't worry, it's not going to be some crazy, crazy sales thing. You're not going to be annoying or spamming people. We're going to share with you simple things to do that are really fun from your phone, from your home, where how about if people come to you rather than you go to them? How about you're not spamming your friends and family and being that advertisement, but you're just being you and loving on people, but being able to get rewarded for that as well too. If you partner with the company and share this, we'll give you the systems, we'll give you the tools, we'll give you the coaching and everything step by step, where you can make up to 30% any single time that you share this with someone else. And it's really, really straightforward. Anyone can learn this stuff. And as you do that, you're going to start to be able to earn as well too. All right. There's ways to make an extra 500 a month. There's ways to make an extra 1,000 a month. There's even ways to make an extra 10,000 plus a month if you guys want as well too. We can talk about that later, but I'd encourage you to partner with us. Now, what are the perks of that? If you are interested in partnering, number one, you get a big discount. Does anyone else like discounts that I sign up for? So if you are interested in the drops, you can partner with that one-time lifetime $30 membership fee and get 30% off, guys. So it's a great perk there and be able to share. And one more thing you might consider too, if you want a really good deal, there's a way you can get 4 of the drops. And when you get 4 of the drops, you get them for like less than around $100 per pop instead of $150. You save a lot of money. You might even consider out of the 4, if you share 3 of them from this 4, you get them out for $150 each. You actually make enough where your set is essentially paid for. So if you know 3 friends that wouldn't mind transforming their bodies, you might be able to do this with them, and you might be able to get yours paid for as well too. All right. So with that said, Coach, I'm going to give it to you back for last words for your community and those that are on this, watching this video. But thank you for the honor of being here. Dap, thank you. James, thank you as well too. But Coach, back to you, and I'll unmute you one more time.
Well, James, Dap, appreciate everybody getting on the call. And I talk to people about this all the time. It's a total commitment of not just to yourself, but to your environment and your community around you to make yourself better. And what's going to happen is you're going to get on a fitness plan. You're going to get on a great nutrition plan. And the Slenderize, the Skinny Drops, have a nutrition plan with it. And when you come into our community, I'm going to make sure you get on your whole show of being on the fitness, being on nutrition, being on the Skinny Drops. And what's going to happen is you're going to change. You're going to have a before and after picture, and people are going to want to see and ask you what you're doing. So you might as well, if you come in and start getting the drops and using them, and people see what you're doing, they see your results, you might as well turn around and say, hey, this is how I did it, because they're going to want to know. And then when you share it with them, you get your drops for free. That's what you end up learning how to do. And if you are a person that, wants to take it to the next level, maybe you learn how to pay for your phone bill or your car payment and maybe even your mortgage. And I know that I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of different companies and do that. It's there. It can happen. But here's the thing. I'm not here to try to sell you. I'm not a great salesman. And what I am, though, is a person that does want you to make sure that you do absolutely everything to put yourself with your health and fitness first so you can be better to the community and the people around you in all your environment. And this is one of those things that you can put in your tool belt, and it'll help your fitness, it'll help your nutrition, and it'll help you make everything that you're trying to become something that you can actually become and become a reality. So again, I want to thank James. I want to thank James, and I want to thank Dap for being on here, because this is a community that will help change thousands of lives when we really start rolling hard with this. And that's what I do. You know what I do here. It's what we've been doing for the last 20 years. And we are saving the world one body at a time. But you have to start with being your own superhero. And once you do that, you'll be able to change everything around you and in front of you and maybe even behind you. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank you for listening. And if you want to join our team, message us and we'll get you going.